We're not talking about ferocious lions, tigers, and bears. This is about a horde of Alaskan wild animals.
This is the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center, and it's a nonprofit organization. They take animals in here, mainly orphaned and injured. If you're out hiking around, depending where you're at in the state, you could see all the animals that you have here at the Wildlife Center. Some might see them in the wild, some might not, and this gives them opportunity to see them.
And to see them close up.
The goal of our facility is to take in injured and orphaned animals and to educate the public on the wildlife of Alaska. We've got animals that came in with life-threatening injuries and animals such as our moose calves that are orphans and they just need to be bottle raised for a few months. And so we're able to provide the animals a place to live permanently or to be raised for a few months, and then in return the public's able to come and watch an animal grow up and learn more about that animal 5 feet in front of them.
And I got to learn firsthand just how thirsty a big baby can be.
And then as soon as it's gone and they're sucking air, you hear the air, you pull it out.
Okay.
And we'll give the bottles to Scott and he'll hide them because they'll follow you around.
Okay. Wow.
When they were babies, we had to actually rub their throat to stimulate the drinking so that they weren't going to choke on it.
It's a race. All done. Hey, baby.
And yeah, he'll jump on you.
You're still thirsty, huh? Baby's bottle. This is another thing that's on their diet.
Willow. They get willow every day, fresh brush. In the wild, they can eat 70 pounds of vegetation a day. So this is one of the animals, actually, you can't just give them grain and they're fine. You have to give them as close to their natural diet as possible, especially for the moose. Fresh brush is a really big, important part of their diet. They need a lot of vitamin C.
Well, he's not going at this as aggressively as he did the milk.
No.
That they can really suck down.
Yeah. We do actually only take in males here so that we don't have to alter them, because moose don't need to be bred in captivity. There's plenty in the wild.
And do they eat? But when they're done, they're done.
Hey there, buddy.
Now let's go feed the bears and see what they like for dinner. Can I join you
Yeah,
in the feed?
You can throw some hands.
Okay.
Absolutely. So whenever we start, they automatically know that Joe Boxer, he gets to eat first. So I'm sure most people have never been 5 feet away feeding bears. Not a lot of people get to see that in the wild. You definitely don't want to see that in the wild. Patron! Patron!
All right.
What he's gonna do, he's gonna wait and kind of see what else we got for him, and then once they know everything's gone, they'll sit down and start eating finally.
Gotcha.
They're just gonna kind of wait like a kid, you know, is this it, is this it?
What's on the menu?
Yeah.
The full course? Don't touch my food.
The alluring, tasty treats even draw in party-crashing neighbors from downwind.
The feeding frenzy.
There you go.
I got a snack out of it too.
And they actually really like the dog food too.
How do you feel about encountering a bear in the wild?
I definitely feel a little bit more comfortable about knowing bears, and they're not as scary to maybe run across one in the wild. If you follow the rules, typically you're going to be safe around bears. We've had these guys since they were 10 months old, and they're 7.5 years old now. Even though we've worked with them for 7 years, you know, they're still afraid of us. Not to say that we do anything to cause them to be afraid. It's just like we are with them. You know, people are scared of bears, bears are scared of us.
From this side of the fence, the fierce beasts seem harmless. They all seem harmless. And to the visitors, that's what makes it such an interesting and effective place at which to view and learn.
They get to learn about animals such as our wood bison and muskox that are 2 animals in Alaska that are extinct, and we're trying to get them right back into their natural environment.
These are wood bison, and they're a little bit bigger on average than plains bison. The males can get up to 1,800 pounds, and they're the largest land mammal in North America.
Plains bison are out on the grass and the prairie. What's the natural habitat for this creature? We're surrounded by mountains and forests.
More of a wooded area, and they live further north than the plains bison. They originally lived in Alaska. They're reintroducing them, that's why they have them here. So they brought some from Canada, and then they have basically been reestablishing them and planning on releasing them into the wild.
This is a unique facility, both for the animals and for the visitors.
Oh, I think it's wonderful. They have all these acres and acres of beautiful land, and they try to save the animals and adopt them and take care of them and preserve some of the species so they don't go extinct. Out of all the animals we've seen here, the bears are my favorite. I like the Kodiak bears because they're cubs, and so they're playful. And then the grizzly bears, the brown bears, were kind of pacing back and forth and fighting with each other or doing their own natural habitat thing.
You can't resist being fascinated watching these animals as they live and naturally engage with their rivals and peers.
As long as they're not attacking us, it's fine. But I mean, if they come and try to get closer, then it would be pretty scary. We were hiking today and we saw 2 black bears.
They were in the bushes, and so we just started making loud noises that way.
And we sort of huddled together to make ourselves look bigger.
Were you guys scared or just thrilled?
Both, actually. I wasn't really that scared unless the bears were to come closer, but as soon as we huddled together and started putting our arms up, they sort of walked away.
Imagine such an encounter with no protective barrier from any animal in their natural environment that we consider dangerous. That wall or fence adds a bit of comfort and safety too.
This is different than a zoo in the aspect of it's more of their natural habitat. A zoo, sometimes these setups are going to be more for the public to be able to see the animal, whereas, for instance, our bears, they have an 18-acre exhibit, the largest in the United States for a bear, so we keep it natural as possible.
The Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center is a working research facility populated entirely with animals indigenous to Alaska. Scientists use it to develop a better understanding of animals in their natural habitat, and visitors have incredible opportunities to view animals and observe their behavior in a safe manner. That is something they might never be able to do in the wild. And as for the work,
It is never a boring day here at the center. It's a lot of fun, a lot of hands-on activities. People often say, you have the best job in the world.
For more information on Life to the Max, go to our website at lifetothemax.tv.